everyone, it's Holly and I'm here with another series review, and today I'm going to review the Paranormalcy series by Kiersten White. So it's a trilogy. The first book is Paranormalcy, the second book is Supernaturally, and the third book is Endlessly. I believe, I did not write this down, I should have. I believe I gave the first one 4.5 stars and the other two 4 stars. The first one is definitely my favorite one. Paranormalcy is like it's young adult paranormal. It kind of reads like a contemporary to me in the way like the writing style is. And it's very like cutesy and it is cheesy, like full warning, full of cheese, but like I love that. I think I've talked about in the past that like I'm a huge fan of like cheesy, corny, campy stuff. Like that is right up my alley. That is exactly what I'm looking for in everything. Although I will say I feel like it is hard to write cheese like good. It's easier to do in like a TV show or a movie, but to write it is a challenge. So like she does a good job with it. And this story is told in first person, and it follows the main character Evie, and she is an orphan and she's basically been raised by this international paranormal agency that like tracks down evil paranormal creatures and locks them up and everything to protect the world from them. And then things start happening to her and she's able to see a lot of things that other people can't, which is why she works with them. Like she can see through like the glamour that makes like vampires attractive and stuff like that, and she starts getting involved in some mysterious things that are happening, and there's a prophecy and all that kind of stuff. So let me put these down. So the characters and like the writing, because I feel like they kind of go together. Evie is the main character. It is told in first person by her. She's definitely an oddball. Like I kind of think of her as like very original. Like she's very weird. She is super girly, but she like doesn't hang out with people. Her best friend is a mermaid, and it's kind of because she didn't have like a normal upbringing, and like she is confident but like quirky, and I really liked her. But I feel like she could get on some people's nerves. Like she is a little over the top, which I liked about her, and I think is what made her funny and kind of brought like a lot of lightness to the story, especially when it would get kind of dark. She's also incredibly caring. Like she cares so much about the people in her life. I would actually say, like, not that this is a negative for the story, but it is like one of her flaws. She almost cares too much, is like willing to risk things when she probably shouldn't be. As for the other characters, I did really like a lot of them. They were easy to connect to. I grew emotionally attached to a lot of them. There's like one character in particular I grew really attached to really fast in the first book. I really like Lend. He's the like love interest in the story. There is like sort of a love triangle, but I don't really see it as one. I'm not sure if it was supposed to be a love triangle or not, because I feel like it's pretty obvious what's actually going on. But yeah, I really liked Lend. I think the reason I liked him so much is he's like truly a good guy. Like, I love a good bad boy, don't get me wrong, but like he's just so nice. Not like obnoxiously like unbelievably nice, but just a very good person. He cares about Evie, he cares about the other people in his life. As for the plotty type things, so like I said, there is a romance obviously between Evie and Lend. I think it's very cute, it's very well developed. I especially like seeing how it evolved throughout the books, because like their relationship had to change and had challenges as outside conflicts were brought into it. It kind of reminds me of the Under the Never Sky series by Veronica Rossi, where like it's a very honest look at how relationships and couples have to deal with what's going on outside of them. Like they want to be together, and the main conflict in the story isn't whether or not they are going to be together or not. And especially in the first book, I will say I feel like Kiersten White really took time to like grow and nurture the relationships. You were super supportive of it. And then there's like the other part of the story, so like the prophecy, paranormally things. So one thing is there's a lot of different paranormal creatures in here. There's like vampires, werewolves, shapeshifters, like water spirits, like a million and one different things. But to me, the biggest paranormal creature is fairies and fae, and fae play a huge role in this story. It goes into the whole idea of like the steely fairies and the unsteely, and going to the fairy court, and all of like the mythology behind all of those things. And I would say I know like a decent amount about fae at this point in my life, but she does a good job of really letting you know what's going on. And she also did a really good job. The thing about fairies is a lot of time they're not good or bad, they're not human, and you can't impose human ethics and morals on them, and that can be kind of a challenge, I think, from a reader perspective and also from an author perspective, but she does a really good job of navigating those things. I will say in the beginning I found, like, even though I think she did a good job with the fae, in the first book I definitely thought that the world needed to be more developed, but it definitely happened as the series went on. So the world being the paranormal creatures, but also the like paranormal agency and stuff that Evie worked with, that did get fleshed out more. I guess the only other thing I would say is the plot and like prophecy part of everything, it didn't progress the way I thought it was going to. Like, the way these books function as a series is not the way I would have thought this would have. Like, if I was like an editor or something and somebody pitched me this story, this is not the way I would have pictured like each book ending and all of that. But I kind of like that. A little different. It didn't feel like it followed the same formula as a lot of YA books. Last thing is, would I recommend it? And I'm going to say absolutely. Even though Paranormalcy was my favorite one and I felt the other two kind of took like a little bit of a drop, I did still enjoy the series a lot, and I think it's a fun, fairly easy, and light contemporary. It's got a nice romance, but it's not anything overpowering, and it's not like super angsty or sexual or anything if that's something you don't like. And I really like Evie as a character, but like I said before, it is cheesy and campy, so if you don't like that, you should stay away. So thank you so much for watching this review. I hope it helped and everything. I feel like it was a little whatever. Maybe in editing I'll clean it up. But thank you so much for watching. Bye!